Well, howdy do, my dudes. Crap, I'm so white. But I digress. Anyway, it is I, Josh, and today, I'm going solo for once. Oh my goodness, I'm actually going solo for once. Wow, this is my first real solo, nobody is with me video. How revolutionary. But anyway, um, sorry, I laugh at things I say just out of awkwardness, but aren't we all awkward? Anyway, today we're going to discuss the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer. I know y'all been waiting for this one. Y'all been just clinging on to this one for a while. I actually don't know. I need to start working on communication with other people, so I actually have no idea how you guys feel. All I do know is that I made a promise that I would make this video, and here it is. So anyway, today we're gonna react to it. Maybe we'll break it down. I mean, I got my mic here, so maybe we'll break it down a little bit. Maybe I'll actually, discuss some of the topics that are presented in the trailer. For those of you who don't know, I am both a Marvel fan and a DC fan. Don't come at me. just don't, all right? Please. Please. Anyway, yeah, I'm a Marvel and a DC fan. If you have watched Jake Pallad's videos, which go do that. It's important. It's important to watch his videos to understand, because I've been doing WandaVision reviews with him and Joey for the past 2 weeks now. And I am a superhero fan. While I do delve more into the kaiju stuff, King Kong, Godzilla, Gamera, Ultraman, all that kind of stuff, I am also a comic book fan. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I'm a nerd. And I'm probably going to be discussing a lot more of this stuff in the near future. But anyway, in terms of the past DC movies, I mean, in terms of the DCEU, the only movies I ever thought were actually good were Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam. Other than that, I mean, the best movies that DC has ever had to offer were all of the movies from Tim Burton's Batman all the way up until The Dark Knight Rises. And even then, there were still, plenty of movies that were pretty craptacular, if you ask me. I'm looking at you, Batman and Robin. Ree! But anyway. But now they're coming out with a Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, 4 hours long, premiering, HBO Max March 18th or something? As far as I know, I haven't been keeping as much, as up to date with these movies as I have the Marvel stuff. But, I mean, it's still DC. I still enjoy the animated DC stuff. I still, find enjoyment out of the comics, and I find enjoyment in the lore. So, I mean, I'm up for something new. Let's just hope it's good. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get to it. Oh. Hi, Henry.
The bell's been rung. I'm in the dark, among the stars. The god is dead.
Oh,
I had a dream. premonition. I think there's an attack coming.
My lord, this world will fall.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance to defend ourselves.
Oh wow.
How do you know your team's strong enough? If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it.
You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes you the rest of your life, find out what that reason is.
Oh yes. There we go.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It will. It has to.
Okay.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Of course.
Okay, so
all right. Yeah, that was a thing. Oh, just I don't know. I've heard a lot about that. Um, we live in a society line, and just hearing it back now, I'm like, of course. It's like, you ever seen that meme of like the Pink Floyd, like David Gilmour when he like Pink Floyd's like every Pink Floyd song. We live in a society. Guitar solo, super long guitar solo. It's just every time someone says that, I can't help but think of that meme anymore. Just that, like, God, it's so funny. Anyway, so yeah, that was wow. I mean, it didn't look too different. I'm not like ultra excited for this. Sorry if my reaction was kind of bland. I'm not like ultra excited for it. I'm a little excited. Like, okay, I see you, Dark Side. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's briefly kind of break this down a little bit, because it's kind of interesting, because, well, you know, when you have like let me see if I can share a screen real quick. Hold on. Relaxo vision. Commence. There we go. Cool. All right. So, if we look at, hold on, that's not it. Hold on, that's not it. There we go. Just refresh that real quick. Cool. Go. All right, cool. All right. So let's briefly just kind of go through this real quick. Just real quick. Okay, so first we got Superman here. It looks like, okay, he's got a hole in his chest. This must be, I don't know. because I know I have no idea if Doomsday is returning in this movie or not. But from what it looks like, it kind of is like a flashback, or it could be. I have no idea. This is just like I said, I'm briefly gonna do this. I'm not gonna go through every single shot. I think I'm just gonna go through the more interesting shots that I have, or that I feel the shots I feel that are the most interesting to me. So, yeah, this one I thought, just I was thinking it was almost a continuation of Batman. It's a continuation of Batman versus Superman. Wow, I just caught that. I just caught that. Wow, I'm stupid. But hey, we all are in our own ways. Anyway, wow, I just caught that. But anyway, I'm gonna screen just went blurry for a second.
The bell's been rung. Out in the dark,
Dark.
among the stars,
That's probably the after effect of
the god is dead.
Skipping
I had a
ahead.
dream,
Dream.
almost like a premonition.
Oh, yes. Ladies and gents, I know it's not really a shocker by this point for those of you who are really hardcore DC fans, but we're getting Darkseid. Finally. I mean, literally, if we're gonna, talk about any character who's like Thanos level, I know like the DCEU is all kinds of screwed up and they really haven't had any phases. They haven't planned this stuff out like Kevin Feige does for Marvel. But this is, like it's still pretty big. I mean, Darkseid is literally he's Thanos. He is the Thanos of the DC universe, and there isn't really much else to compare him to. I'm just hoping, we get to see some of his Omega Beam, which is, if for those of you who don't know, Darkseid has a beam that he has it's kind of like Superman's heat vision, but imagine if Superman's heat vision was like a heat-seeking missile. It's really dope. And it's one of the most powerful abilities that any character has in any comic book universe. It's amazing. So yeah, we're getting him, which is, not a shocker, but it's on point. It's amazing.
I think there's an attack coming.
And there's that shot of him. That's a really good shot. That's a really good shot of him. It's wow. He's not like, and from judging from this, if we're gonna make the Thanos comparison, if we're gonna continue to do that, he's not as bulked up as Thanos is. He's definitely more lean. He's more towards the leaner side, but he does look ridiculously intimidating. And no, I'm not one of those Zack Snyder super fans who's like worshiping everything that he does, but I have to commend whoever made, whoever's doing some of the editing for this, at least whoever designed Darkseid, because he looks pretty badass. You can't deny that. Anyway, moving on. And there's a shot. Okay, there's a shot of Steppenwolf. I'm glad they're at least taking someone who didn't just hog the mic like in the other Justice League, or the version of Justice League that we got. I'm glad they got someone who, didn't just hog the mic and like put it in his mouth. I'm glad his voice is deeper and that it's not as piercing in terms of because the way they mixed his voice in the other movie, we're just gonna call it the Joss Whedon version. Um, it really pierced my ears. Like it dug into my brain whenever I heard it. Just the way that it was mixed in, it was just something about his voice in that movie did not stick with me very well. So I'm glad that his voice is deeper and it's not as annoying. Or I don't want to say annoying. It's not as like it doesn't, trigger me the way that the other voice did because that kind of messed my brain up a little bit. And it's so weird to see him without a helmet. It's weird. This is not like it's just so weird to see Steppenwolf without, any sort of helmet on here. And yes, in the comics, for those of you who don't know, Darkseid has, I believe this is Darkseid's uncle? Either his uncle or his cousin. I'm not sure. He's related to Darkseid in some way. And yeah, it's just so weird to see him, see Steppenwolf without his, without any garments over his face. And yes, his name is Steppenwolf. I've always thought that name was cool, just because, I'm a fan of the band, so a character named Steppenwolf from the comics, I think, is kind of cool. I always thought that was cool.
This world will fall.
There seems to be a lot of shots of that fight, with the Amazonians or, whoever. Like, they're really playing that up again. I wonder why, because the Amazonians play a huge part in this. It's interesting.
I need warriors.
Oh, hold on. Yes, I have seen this shot before. Yes, I do think he looks better. I say that I say that in a very loose term, just because he he looks better, but at the same time, he looks like more like this is the complete opposite of the last Steppenwolf we got. This is like that was underdoing it. This is way overdoing it. There's like blades coming out of his body. This is like a Doppler effect looking thing that he's got with all the blades all over his body. It's like it looks like he couldn't tell if he wanted to be a supervillain or a switchblade knife. He just like yes, my suit is multi-purposed. I can stab you with my shoulder. Oh yeah, also my head is shaped like a hammerhead shark. So yeah, I feel like it's cool, but it's really overdoing it. It just feels way too noisy to me. Like I'm glad they at least attempted to change him because he looks at least somewhat better than he did in the other version, but man, this is a whole new level right here.
I need warriors. I'm building an alliance.
Oh, we're getting an underwater battle with Aquaman. That'll be cool. That's all I have to say.
To defend ourselves.
And Cyclops has... Hold on.
To defend ourselves.
Cyclops has new weapons. Wow. Oh, I just realized that shot of his face is... Oh my god. Look at that shot of his face. God, if that's not CGI, I don't know what it is. Holy crap. Okay. Oh, yeah, we're getting more Flash, too. So, yeah, that'll be cool. I think, Flash is one of those, characters I think is actually really underutilized to an extent. I do feel like, and he's getting his new movie coming up. I heard that they cast Supergirl. Yeah, they cast Supergirl in that. Supposedly Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton are going to both be their own versions of Batman in that movie, which could, you know, bring in the whole Flashpoint paradox storyline, which I think would be pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a live action Flashpoint movie. That'd be pretty dope. But anyway.
How do you know your team's strong enough? If you can't bring down the charging bull and don't wave the red...
Ah, yes, this scene with this is just gonna be probably the morning of Superman. Oh, he's gone. Like in Doomsday. Like, at the hands of Doomsday, he has left us. And we are going to, pay homage to him before he gets the black Superman suit. Which I also heard. I also saw it, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Cape at it.
Oh, yes. Just the slam down. Look at that. He's slamming down. Boom. That's so good. That's so good. Anyway. Oh, there's a picture of Kevin Costner. I love it. We love Kevin Costner. We love Waterworld and Robin Hood. Yeah, Robin Hood. I forgot. I was like, my mind blanked out for a second. I was like, yeah, we love Robin Hood. We love Waterworld. We love, what was that football movie he was in? Oh God, what was that called? Yeah, I'll leave it in the video. Anyway, I'll probably figure out and then I'll put it in the video.
You were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes you the rest of your life.
Oh, he gets to have Flash gets to have his own little moment. That's kind of cool. Again, I'm not like, excuse me for not being very, pardon me for not being very like enthusiastic, because, I'm still on Godzilla mode, Ultraman mode, Kong mode right now. Trust me, I if they get all their stuff together, if DC can actually, mount itself up and, actually build something up from this, I will be so much more excited. Trust me.
Find out what that reason is.
Oh, wow. And we still get the scene of Flash with his dad. A lot of these scenes are very similar, which is, I don't need to dig really deep into them because a lot of these scenes are very, very similar. The mother box, the Wonder Woman catching her sword, just a lot of these moments are very similar to the Joss Whedon version, so there's not really much to talk about in terms of those shots. But anyway.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
Yes, back to the Amazonian thing. When can we see Green Lantern done properly? I want to see Green Lantern done properly, because in the last movie they showed, oh yeah, there were the Lantern Corps that came in and said, oh yeah, we're just gonna team up with the Amazonians to fight Steppenwolf and his little army. Because I don't know, I feel like the lantern, each of the different colors in each Lantern Corps really need some kind of justice done in cinema, because they just have never seemed to pull it off correctly. Even with Ryan Reynolds, it was like nobody really liked that one, and they barely got it in this DCEU that they've come up with, mostly because they haven't had anyone consistent building this up. But I really do think that the Lanterns have something to offer in terms of film. They have a lot to offer. Like, when Superman became a Yellow Lantern, do you understand how much how awesome that would be on film? Or even I think when Batman became a Yellow Lantern, because they've all had some kind of, they've turned into different lantern colors. You have the black lanterns for, death, and then you have the white lanterns for, purity and life. And you have, orange for greed, um, red for anger, and then green for just imagination, yellow for fear, uh, violet for love. What were the other ones? There were two other ones. There was blue and indigo. Blue was hope, and oh man, indigo was peace? I can't remember. I could totally be wrong. But either way, they have so much to offer, and they have so many characters within each Lantern Corps. Like, you can do so much with that. And it's so cool. It's just a shame that they haven't had, it's a shame that they weren't able to actually get that on board for any movie at all. It sucks. But hey. And there's that shot of the black suit, solar suit Superman. Again, can we not pretend that, can we stop pretending that this has nothing good in it? Because some of these shots are amazing. Like, honestly, this shot of Superman, look at this. That's so awesome. Come on, man. That's so cool. And it's, again, there's at least, there's some comic accurate justice being made to it. It's just, it just hasn't been done as often as Marvel or as successfully as Marvel. It's just a matter of, you gotta properly, portray it. And hopefully this portrays it very well. I'm not gonna hold my breath though. Anyway.
It will. It has to.
And then there's the final Zack Snyder's Justice League.
We live in a society.
God damn it. Yes, we live in a society. I'm sorry. Pink Floyd, you got me. Oh, we live in a society. Anyway.
Where honor is a distant memory. Isn't that right? Batman.
Yeah, interesting how they had to get, they got Jared Leto back. I mean, he looks better than he did in Suicide Squad. I'm going to be totally honest. I was not a fan of the Suicide Squad. When it comes to the Joker, I have a deep-rooted history with the Joker in terms of, just how I've gotten to, my perspective on the character at least. I'm very young. However, I'm very old school in terms of my some of my taste, and the Joker is one of them, or the character of the Joker is one of them, because Jack Nicholson, in my humble opinion, don't attack me, is debatably the best Joker in terms of just making you laugh, being totally insane, and just, it works. It worked well, of course, for the time being. Everyone puts it on Heath Ledger, and I commend the man tremendously. He is definitely at least in the top 2 or 3 Jokers. But personally, I prefer, it's just a personal preference. I prefer Jack Nicholson's Joker and Mark Hamill's Joker, because let's be honest, Mark Hamill, in terms of every interpretation of the Joker, is the best Joker objectively. You can make an argument for Heath Ledger being at least the second best, or even being the best live action Joker. But I will always hold my ground and stick to my guns in saying that Mark Hamill is and always will be the best Joker ever put on film. But hey, that's just my opinion. My subjective opinion, which is based off of what I subjectively believe to be objective. It's complicated, I know. Isn't logic complicated? It's very complicated. But anyway, yeah, we got Jared Leto back. There was like, I don't know. I wasn't even expecting this. Nobody said that the Joker was like, up until now, nobody was saying that the Joker was going to come back. And then those like set photos came out and it was like, really? Why do they need the Joker? I know it's 4 hours long, but like, why do you need to extend it out further? You know, why do you need to add more characters in one movie when you can just extend it and make more movies with different storylines based off of different storylines from the comics that include such characters? Like, you don't have to just throw everyone in there. Like, you might as well throw in Orion. Sure, we'll get Orion, one of the new gods, in there. Sure, we can get Killer Croc. We can get Man Bat, you know? We can get... Who else is a character I really like? Who else is a character I really like from the comics? Hold on. I gotta think. Like, we'll get Crazy Quilt in there. I know, that's an obscure one, but like... Still, we can get Atrocitus. I mean, it's all, you know... It just seems like a lot. Seems like a lot to me. But anyway. And streaming March 18th. Originally March 25th. Now March 18th. Thank God, because I don't want it to compete with Godzilla vs. Kong. Although Twitter is telling me otherwise. But anyway. And that's the gist. So anyway, that's my take on the Justice League Zack Snyder cut trailer. Am I excited? Yeah, I am. I'm a DC fan. I can dig stuff like that. Am I ultra excited like I am for Godzilla vs. Kong or Shin Ultraman or any of that stuff? Not quite as much. Am I as excited for it as I am WandaVision or any of the Marvel stuff? Also not quite. It's all just a matter of, you know, opinions and stuff. You know, of course, it's all just a matter of opinions. Yes, of course it is. But yeah, that's just me. I'm not going to be an all out DC hater and just say, oh, everything DC makes is just complete and utter shit compared to anything that Marvel makes. I'm not going to say that because, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare Marvel and DC. It's a matter of taste. If you like the darker stuff, if you like, you know, your storyline's a little bit more basic, I mean, you might prefer Justice League. And by basic, I mean like backstories and stuff. When you're talking about backstories and you're talking about, you know, if you're really in like, you're more of a gothic, you're darker, you're more, you know, there's the backstories being simpler, but also, you know, simultaneously somewhat more in depth for some characters. It's like some characters have more simplified backstories, other characters have more complex backstories, which is probably why it, you know, is so divisive amongst people. But if you like that kind of thing, and if you like the darker aesthetic, and you like the more serious aesthetic, then DC is most likely for you. If you prefer your superhero movies to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun, they take themselves seriously, but only to an extent where, how do I put it? Hold on, I'm thinking. Think. Still thinking. But anyway, well, forget about that. But yeah, if you like it a little bit lighter, you like your storylines a little bit more, you like an actual unified universe, you like slightly, more balanced, you know, backstories amongst all the characters, and you like all of the connections that seem to all be, you know, created through these complex storylines and backstories, and you like, to think it through a little bit more, Marvel's probably for you. And it is for a lot of people, which is understandable. It's more accessible. It's more human and it's more accessible, whereas with DC it's a little bit darker. But hey, it's just a stylistic thing. You can't really compare the two. They're very, very, I mean, you can if you want to. If you really want to compare them, by all means, there's plenty to compare with anyway. But I just don't think it's fair to say that one is better than the other. That's just me. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is pretty fun to make. It's my first solo, my first solo outing with my little mic here that I got for like $20 off the internet. But anyway, it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's great over here at the Penrod Abode. And hopefully I'll get some more content out. I'll do a reaction to Mortal Kombat, and I will also break down a little bit of the Shin Ultraman trailer in the next couple of videos. And I will be there for, IGN Fest for Godzilla vs. Kong updates. Will I film the fest? No, I won't. Will I film some of the stuff after the fact? Yes. Or at least I'll, update you guys in terms of what came out of IGN Fest, and then I'll just, I'll discuss it pretty much. I'll just boil it down to a discussion pretty much. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you like the video, dislike the video, whatever. Do what you want. I don't care. But either way, TTFN. Rock on.